After 6 years of having served in this chamber, I have never stopped believing that it represents hallowed ground. The people of this state chose us and trusted us with the power to change the world that we live in. The votes that we make in this chamber affect the lives of 10 million people, and I consider it not only an honor, but also the highest privilege to have been chosen to serve as the voice of my constituents. During my time as state representative, I've had the pleasure of meeting and speaking with thousands of my constituents at coffee hours, community events, town halls, and by a lot of doors. And I've listened to their concerns and their struggles and their triumphs. I'd like to say a heartfelt thank you to all the people who have reached out to my office to share their views and ideas for change. Your commitment to constant improvement has inspired me and reminded me of the purpose of this chamber. And I thank you all for your support and hope that I have served you well. Through the will of the people, we expanded Medicaid coverage to provide basic health care to hundreds of thousands of children and hardworking families struggling to make ends meet. We listened to the public outcry to fix our roads and work together to take a big first step toward improving our infrastructure. We collaborated to resolve the financial crisis in our state by supporting Detroit and saving thousands of families from economic devastation. If anything, the past 6 years have taught me the power of collaboration. When 110 individuals with varying perspectives put their mind together, we can truly achieve great things. My proudest moment during those 6 years, this past 6 years, was right after that vote when we expanded Medicaid. It was a late night, and we came together to pass something that was undoubtedly the best decision for our state. And it's these times that we remember that the system does work properly when given a chance. In contrast, I've also seen the detrimental effects of partisanship and divisiveness can have on our ability to honor the wishes of the people of Michigan. And not long after that moment, that proud moment of coming together to expand Medicaid, this body voted to dissolve 2 school districts, and it was back to business as usual. I've witnessed the denial of good legislation due only to the individual sponsoring the bill. I've watched legislators deny others the opportunities to advocate for their people. I've seen the will of a few interest groups control the issues that this chamber will take on. I've seen our school boards, municipalities, and counties be increasingly handcuffed when making key decisions best left up to them as the state continues to erode local control. I've heard a continued pledge from many of my colleagues never to raise taxes a dime, and yet, disingenuously, they've not met a user fee that they don't like. But worst of all, I've watched time after time this legislature attempt to circumvent ballot proposals, the only remaining process that the people have to directly control the laws of the state. We've seen the failures of Flint. We ignored the PFAS report that was submitted 6 years ago. There's so many things that we need to do. Our natural resources are the things that we should be proudest of next to our people, our water, and we have failed that. I've watched our presidency become a reality TV show. Yet when we attempt to enact what we believe to be the best choices, we ignore the only option that has ever mattered, the people's choice. In parting words of wisdom from a fellow public servant, I implore you all to remember that you were chosen to serve the will of the people and not to impose it. Finally, I would like to thank the people who support this democratic system every day. To the lobby corps, despite what many people say, you serve a very critical role in this entire process, and I've come to realize and appreciate your value in quickly getting me up to speed on numerous issues during my time that I've spent here. To Doug Simon, Tim Boland, and the entire House Business Office and facilities staff, without you, this place would be a bigger mess than it is. To Mary Ann Cleary and the entire staff of the House Fiscal Agency, thank you for making my time on appropriations enjoyable and as seamless as possible. You will never cease to amaze me with your institutional knowledge of budget process and how much patience you can display when sharing this knowledge with us. LSB, thank you for all the hard work that you do. Truly in crafting these bills, we come with the idea that we've got this great legislation, and you help to educate us to realize what it needs to really look like. To the Sergeant of Arms, Chief Dixon, thank you all for the long hours that you work to protect us and for not getting upset when we accidentally click that button on our computer. I've done that once or twice. To the House Clerks, Gary Randall, Rich Brown, their incredible professional staff, without your efficiency and direction, we'd all be lost. To Alice, I've known Alice longer than anybody else in this room. I met Alice when she first moved here. Alice used to be a clown. Many people don't realize that. And we used to do muscular dystrophy Christmas parties together. So Alice, thank you for all that you do. To all of my staff, to Joe Duffy, Travis Boak, Ashley Russett, Joe Fidoa, Caitlin Robeck, and the others that have worked with me, and on my campaign staff, and thank you all for your tireless work and unrelenting positive energy, and we know that you're the ones that actually do all the work around here. And finally, thank you to my wife, Kathy, my 3 sons, Dominic, Cameron, Jacob, and their wives, Mai and Julie, and my 2 grandsons, with my 3rd one on the way any day. And to all my supporters and my friends, they say a man is made up of a collection of moments shaped by experience and grown by the care of others. I wouldn't trade anything for the people that I've met and the experiences I've had in these halls, and I wish you all the best of luck with your future endeavors. Thank you.